I'm going to show how to replace a bathroom sink pop-up drain. Remove the P-trap from the bottom of the drain. Put a bucket under the P-trap because there'll be water in here. If it's plastic, you'll probably be able to turn this nut counterclockwise by hand. And this nut counterclockwise. Remove the P-trap. If the trap is metal, use channel locks to loosen the nuts. Remove the faucet lift rod from the adjustable strap. Remove the adjustable strap from the pivot rod on the drain body. You'll most likely find a spring clip. Squeeze it and remove the strap. Turn the nut that holds the pivot rod in place counterclockwise. Remove the pivot rod. Remove the drain plug from the drain hole. And if you ever have a pop-up drain that's stuck, you just need to get a little suction cup and put it on top of the plug, and you'll be able to lift the plug out easily. Turn the large nut on the bottom of the drain counterclockwise. If it's metal, you'll need a pair of adjustable pliers. Have somebody hold the waste seat inside of the sink and turn the body of the drain counterclockwise. Remove any putty from the sink. Remove the waste seat from the sink. You may need to use a screwdriver to push up on it from underneath. Clean up any putty from the sink. There are a few different styles of drains. This waste seat has holes in it, and you can wedge a screwdriver through it while you're turning the body of the drain to disconnect the two pieces. I couldn't loosen this waste seat from the drain, so to remove the drain I had to cut it with a hacksaw. There's a void between the threads on the drain body and the inside of the rubber gasket. If you don't seal the threads, it's likely that your drain will leak at the rubber gasket. Position this nut so that it's at the far end of the threads. Remove the pivot rod. If it's a metal type, you'll likely find some O-rings and gaskets. Make sure you know how to put those back in place. Remove the waste seat. Dry fit the drain into the waste seat on the sink. Then mark or eyeball the location where the rubber gasket will reside when the drain is installed. Wrap Teflon tape clockwise on the location that you've marked. Do about 5 turns. Wrap Teflon tape clockwise around the threads on the waste seat. Go about 3 turns. If the drain is metal, the tailpiece may be removable. Wrap Teflon tape clockwise around those threads also. Make about a 1-inch ball of plumber's putty into a rope. Place the rope around the waste seat. Plumber's putty can stain marble, stone, or granite sinks. Consult the manufacturer to find out what you should use to seal the waste seat. The plumber's putty packaging may say not to use on plastic. However, I consulted Moen and they said that the plumber's putty will not harm a plastic drain. Place the waste seat onto the drain hole and give it a push down. For extra insurance against leaks, you can press a very thin layer of plumber's putty along the seam of the gasket and the threads. Turn the drain body clockwise while holding the waste seat until you meet the end of the threads on the waste seat. Then give the drain a little tap with the palm of your hand to free it from the putty, and turn the drain body so that it lines up with the lift rod. And turn the nut on the drain body clockwise until it meets resistance. If the drain's plastic, just tighten the nut hand tight but snug. If it's a metal one like this, you'll need a wrench, and tighten it until you meet resistance and until the rubber gasket is compressed. The drain plug can be installed to be removable or unremovable. To make it unremovable, place the end of the pivot rod through the loop at the end of the drain plug. To allow the plug to be removed, simply place the plug so that it rides on top of the end of the pivot rod. Insert the drain plug. Install the pivot rod into the drain body. Turn the nut clockwise. The tighter that you make this nut, the more tension there will be on the pivot rod. Push the pivot rod down so that the pop-up drain is in the up position. Put the faucet's lift rod in the position where you want it to be when the pop-up drain is open. I'm holding mine in place by using a piece of painter's tape. Measure the lift strap and take note of which hole you'll need to use. Place the spring clip around the correct hole on the lift strap. Squeeze it and slide it on to the end of the lift rod. Slide the end of the lift rod onto the adjustable strap and hand tighten the nut. If needed, adjust the position of the lift strap. Remove the painter's tape. There should be smooth mechanical action. Test the pop-up drain. Tighten the nut on the lift rod with a wrench. No need to over-tighten it, just snug it up. I hope you found this video helpful. A thumbs up is always appreciated. Click on the channel name, Know How Now, to see other videos, and thanks for watching.